El Vecino Ruidoso. One of the most influential experiences in my life was the summer I spent volunteering abroad with an organization called Amigos de las Americas. From June through August of 2018, I lived with a host family in rural Costa Rica in full Spanish immersion, leading after-school activities for the kids in my community, and working on various service projects in the area, such as decorating La Cancha and building additions to the local church. My friend Casey and I were the only Americans in the community of 120 people, and the only English speakers. During this time, I had many funny experiences owing to the cultural differences and the language barrier. One of the most noteworthy ones was in dealing with the man who lived down the hill from my host family. From 6 in the morning to 7 at night, loud music would boom up the hill from our neighbor's house. As soon as it would click on in the morning, my host mom Clareth would roll her eyes, saying, "Ay, Dios mío," and shake her head, knowing that we would not get a moment of peace and quiet for the rest of the day. I soon learned that it wasn't just Clareth who was bothered by the music. The neighbor was considered a nuisance by all. Although many had tried to tell him to turn down the music, there was truly nothing that could be done about it, since there were no police in our little town of San Ignacio to enforce the laws, and none would come from other communities either. As a result, everyone chose to just ignore this pest and avoid him in public. After learning this, I decided to start calling him El Vecino Ruidoso, which means the noisy neighbor. This generally warranted a chuckle from my host parents and helped us to laugh at the matter instead of feeling annoyed. One afternoon, my friend Casey and I were chit-chatting with the moms as they picked up their kids from after-school activities when we spotted an old man approaching us on a motorized scooter. Glancing over, the moms saw the man, and their cheerful expressions changed to that of disgust. "Not him again! What's he doing here? Sin vergüenza!" With that, they quickly gathered up their kids and started to head for home, but the man had already called out to us. "Buenas tardes," he said, wheeling up to us. "You must be the Americans." Not wanting to leave teenage girls alone with him, the moms stayed, watching at a distance. Feeling awkward and unsure of what was going on, Casey and I returned his greeting. She introduced us and told him what we were doing in the community. "How nice," he said enthusiastically. "Isn't one of you staying with La Familia Picaro Venegas?" "Yes, that'd be me," I told him. "Clareth and Jose Miguel have been so kind. I really like living with them and their kids." "Wow, that makes us neighbors. I live just down the hill from you." Suddenly it all clicked. The mom's reactions, his excitement at having someone to talk to. He must be El Vecino Ruidoso. Looking over at Casey, I could tell she'd just had the same realization. "Oh, are you the one with the music?" I asked, trying to sound as innocent and polite as I could. "Yeah, that's me. Music is a huge part of Costa Rican culture. From dawn to dusk, it's a part of our lives. Do you like it?" he asked, eyeing us eagerly. Now, usually Casey and I liked learning about cultural differences, and we normally embraced them, but this was just ridiculous. Everyone hated his music, and he knew it. Who was he kidding? "Oh, well," I replied hesitantly, "I like the songs, but sometimes it can be a bit much." "What do you mean?" "Well, I enjoy music, but it can be kind of annoying when I don't have the option to turn it off. I often get headaches, and the loud music seems to make them worse." He said, looking at the ground. "I know adjusting to our culture must be hard for you muchachas, and I'd hate to make things worse for you. I want you to enjoy your time here in Costa Rica. Would it help if I didn't play it as much? Or as loudly?" Casey's eyes met mine, and reflected in them were the total shock that I was feeling. From all the awful things we'd heard about this man, we hadn't expected him to care what we thought. "Yes, I think that would help a lot," I said, nodding. "Muchas gracias." He smiled at us. "De nada, it was nice meeting you," and he drove away, back down to his house. As soon as he had left, the moms rushed back over to us, unable to believe what had happened. They thanked me for what I'd said, but told me not to expect much from this man. He wasn't to be trusted. I left with mixed feelings, not sure what to think. The next morning, Clareth and I were eating breakfast with the kids when my watch started beeping, alerting us that it was now 6 o'clock. Time to walk the kids to school. Time for the music to kick on for the day. I cleared the dishes from the table and washed them in the little sink, remembering the neighbor's promise, but not allowing myself to get my hopes up. When I'd finished, I checked the time and saw that it was now nearly 6:15. We were running late. "Rápido, rápido," I said, urging the boys to hurry up. We all put on our shoes and headed out the door. "Mommy, why isn't there any music today? asked Emmanuel, the youngest one. I don't know, Papito, replied Clara lovingly. Maybe El Vecino Ruidoso decided to sleep in. We dropped off the kids at school, kissing them both on the cheek and promising we'd be back for them at the end of the day. I looked down at my watch. It was now 6:30. As we hiked the dirt road home, Clara looked over at me. You know, Emma, it's pretty strange that he hasn't started playing music yet. Do you know something about this? Her eyes twinkled mischievously. What? How do you know what happened yesterday? I asked her. She laughed her melodious laugh. Oh, hija, it's been the talk of the town. Everyone knows what happened. And Jose and I are so proud of you for standing up for us, she added, wrapping me in a hug. I still can't believe you and Casey got through to him. To this day, he has kept his promise not to let his music get excessively loud. Looking back fondly on this memory, I will always appreciate his unexpected kindness to us.